welcome in, hockey fans. I can see I got another pretty face. I just keep finding them here because we're talking ASU women's hockey, and they're not just pretty faces. They're great hockey players. They just won the WWCHL. They're going to Beantown. Jill, catch them.
Yes.
Anchorage, Alaska. Tempe, Arizona. How does it happen?
They're obviously very opposite weather-wise. So I guess, I don't know, that was part of my reasoning for coming here.
Okay.
It's really nice to have sunshine every day when it's pitch black and snowing at home in the winter. So yeah, weather was definitely a big factor. Heard a lot of good things about the team, so I wanted to try it out.
I'm going to tell you, I was here with Lindsay day one when she was sorting out the uniforms in her living room and getting this program started. And I said, how are you going to do this? And she said, I'm going to build it.
Yeah.
She's built it. Now you have the WWCHL championship, a trip to Boston on the line. You're going to be going out there in a couple of weeks. Just your thoughts on this season and how good this team really is.
The team has grown so much since I've been here. This is my third year. And it's definitely all of the work that we've put in since I've gotten here, or since I got here 3 years ago. It's really all coming together now, and it's amazing to see everything paying off. Like, it's incredible that we won our regionals, and yeah, I don't know. It's really awesome to see.
Okay, so you're a veteran. So you've had a chance to be in Oceanside for a little while.
Yeah.
Now you're here in this beautiful building at Mullet Arena. I have a feeling, though, that you're going to tell me you're a little sentimental about leaving Oceanside.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I started, my first year here was my sophomore year. I transferred from Adrian College.
Okay.
And yeah, Oceanside, like, it gets a bad rep, but it's a great place. There's a lot of character, and like, yeah, this is a beautiful facility, but it's not going to be the same as Oceanside. You know, Oceanside was its own little entity, and it's a special place, so it'll be missed. But this is a beautiful place to move into, so really grateful for that as well.
Okay, ACHA Women's Division I is one thing. NCAA is another completely different thing. You've seen it at Adrian, a little bit of what happens there. I've been to Adrian, so I know what that's like. How much closer is this team right now to making an NCAA jump than they were when you got here?
When I first got here, it was the season of Chell, so we didn't have a real team. We weren't. I mean, the team was a real team, but we weren't allowed to play games, so we just had practices and did inter-squad scrimmages. So, from then coming to what we are now, I guarantee that we could beat a lot of D3 NCAA teams just as is.
Okay, so let's talk about your style on the ice. What do you like to do? Where do you excel? What's Jill's strength?
Well, I'm actually injured right now, so it's been a while since I've skated, so I'll have to think about that. I don't know. I'm pretty big, usually compared to everyone else on the ice, so quickness definitely isn't my strong suit, but I'm pretty fast when I get going. So I don't know. Like, I definitely need to play with girls on a line who do have that kind of quickness, but I guess, I don't know, as a wing, like, I do generate points, whether that's assists or goals. So I guess that's, like, what I always try to do. But, yeah, being bigger, too, like, I feel like I'm a pretty defensive forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay, so injured. Are we going to get you back by Beantown? That's the question.
Definitely not.
No?
No, I tore my ACL in December, so I'm 2 months out of surgery yesterday, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it'll probably be like 7 more months until I can skate.
So you're going to be out here being the number one cheerleader on this squad, motivating these girls to get there. What do they have to do to win a national championship, and have you hoist a trophy with them?
I think we have all the pieces right now. What we really need to focus on is our focus.
Yeah.
And if we create a goal, I think that we can achieve it. We honestly haven't talked about winning nationals much so far. Our goal was to get to nationals.
Sure.
So now we have to rearrange everything a little bit and reevaluate what our goals day by day, just in our practices moving forward up until nationals, are going to be.
You sure you're not a coach? Because you give me a lot of coach speak here. So tell me about your coaches, and we'll let you go on that one. But tell me about your coaches. How good are they, and how good can they make this team be in such a short period of time?
I have great coaches. They care so much about this program. Like you said, Lindsay built this program from the ground up. It means a lot to her. I know it means a lot to everyone, but Lindsay especially. Like, this has been her project. This has been her goal, to make this ASU women's hockey a great program, and she has. I have great coaches. They're very dedicated. They do everything they need to do to get us to where we need to be.
All right, folks, you heard it. They've got a shot. They're on their way to Beantown, and even though she's dealing with a torn ACL repair, it's on the repair now.
It is.
So it's the rehab, the fun part. Yeah. Jill Ketchum is with me, and good luck in Beantown. Enjoy the trip.
Thank you.
Well, welcome in, hockey fans. As you can see, I got a pretty face here because we are covering ASU women's hockey because they did something historic this past weekend. They won the WWCHL. I got a goaltender with me. I got Quinn Edinger.
Yes.
Look at that. See, I just let her say it. Anyway, from downtown Chicago and now in Tempe, Arizona. So before we get into all that, tell me what last weekend was like to win the WWCHL and make a trip to Beantown coming up.
It was beyond anything I could even hope for, especially for my freshman year. I had high expectations for the team, and it did not disappoint. Practicing with the team and just seeing how strong we were in comparison to the other Arizona team, GCU, we were just we were not going to take anything else.
So, I don't know how much you know about this program, but I was here on day one when Lindsay was carrying around stuff in her car and spreading it out in her living room. Wow, what a difference it's made. But what made you want to be a Sun Devil?
First I looked at the school aspect of it, the academic side.
Yeah.
So I'm majoring in engineering management because I'm really interested in the STEM field.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, wow, well, do they have a hockey team? And they did. And so I toured all of the schools in the Western Conference, but ASU just stuck out as just a super pretty, super dedicated hockey team when I came out and practiced with them. And it just clicked with me.
Okay.
And so I'm really happy that I made that decision to come here.
So you come to Tempe, Arizona, you get a chance to see Oceanside, and then you get a chance to see where we're at right now, this beautiful Mountain America Iceplex practice area, Mullet Arena. Your thoughts on the ice and the conditions and all of that stuff of playing hockey in the desert?
It's kind of bittersweet because Oceanside does have an atmosphere around it. They have an outdoor mini dryland rink with not fake ice, with concrete, so you can warm up out there, and then they have a field behind there. But then at Mullet, everything is just inside. But it's so the ice is so much smoother here. There's no bumps or random divots, and your stick won't get caught inside the Zamboni door. And it's very nice. It's well lit. It's beautiful.
It's got a higher ceiling.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so you said you grew up in downtown Chicago. Tell everybody what downtown Chicago is versus being from Chicago.
Oh yeah, so downtown Chicago, you're with the high rises. You're taking public transportation. You grow up in just the city, and so some people say they're from Chicago, and you're like, oh, where? And then they'll say, oh, Lake Forest, and you're like,
not really.
No, not really. Almost. But then, yeah, it's nice that I can have that, just being from Chicago.
So you come to Arizona State, and the campus here is kind of spread out, but yet it's not spread out. They're building high-rises here, not like Chicago, but does it feel somewhat like home when you're on campus?
Yeah, the buildings are all very modern,
Yeah.
so it's like definitely more have Chicago feel, especially with the new buildings downtown. Um, I really like the architecture here. That's one thing that really caught my eye.
Okay.
So, if I go out with my friends near Tempe Town Lake and look at the skyline,
Yeah.
almost skyline, I'm like, wow, that's really nice. I'm glad I get to have that.
Okay, so let's talk about things on the ice. Playing goaltender, everybody says goaltender's got to be crazy.
Yeah.
Are you a little bit crazy?
I am. I will admit I am a little bit crazy.
Give us some things that you have to do in order to get prepared to stop a puck coming at you at 80, 90 miles an hour.
I think I enjoy it. I enjoy like stopping it. I I don't know. I think when I first started playing hockey, I was defense,
Okay.
and I would just be so defensive. I would back up into the goalie because I couldn't like have anything get past me, and so I think it's validating to be the last line of defense and just take those shots as they come.
Tell me about your goaltending room, because you've got some pretty good goaltenders on this team, and that's going to be the key. You always want to build from the goal out, I'm told.
Yeah. So I have two goalie partners, Carson and Hallie. They're both extremely talented. I'm really glad I can follow in their footsteps. Their gear also looks really sick.
Let's be honest here, right?
Yeah, like, we have the coolest looking gear. So I'm getting my helmet painted just like theirs, which I'm super happy about. And we have a good goalie dynamic too. So if you have a good goalie dynamic, you're talking with them, you're like close with them, you play much better, and you're not like worried about any like adversity with them.
Yeah.
So I think we have a really good group of goalies here.
Okay, so you win the WWCHL. It comes with a trip to Beantown. Have you been to Boston before?
Yes, I have been to Boston before.
Okay, what do you expect to find out there other than what's going to be on the ice? We know your opponents on the ice are talented. They're good. You're going to have to play your very best to come away with a national championship. But what else are you going to do when you get to Boston? Is it lobster rolls? Is it all that good stuff? Is it Dunkin' Donuts?
I love Boston. I looked at schools out there also, but I have some family there, so I definitely want to go see them. Huge fan of lobster, crab, fishing, the atmosphere. It's just, I really like, when we toured Fenway Park out there,
Right.
it was just beautiful. And so I hope we get to do some cool activity with the team like that again.
All right, best of luck on the trip out there. Safe travels, and still surrounded by pretty faces, still surrounded by hockey players that can get things done. I'm here at the ASU women's practice as they prepare for a trip to Beantown. I've got Sheridan Gloyd with me. I've got Berkeley Radcliffe with me. I've got Alaska. I've got Arizona. Can you get any farther apart in states? Berkeley, let's start with you. What brought you to Tempe?
Well, I actually transferred here after my freshman year. I was playing D3 in Buffalo, and one of my teammates grew up here and was coming back here to play, so she had me get in contact with Lindsay, and I decided to come.
You play defense. How much do you like it? And tell me about this program itself.
This program's awesome. It's really grown a lot in the past few years since I've been here, and I know that since Sheridan's been here, it's grown even more. So I think that that's been really cool to see for both of us. And yeah, I mean, I'm having a really good time here. I think it's awesome. On the D side of things, we have a really solid group. So yeah, it's been good.
Sheridan, being an Arizona girl, playing here in Tempe, what's it been like for you? You've been around a little while.
Yeah, I've honestly just been a part of the growth of girls hockey in Arizona, so it's awesome to see how far our team has come.
Tell me about playing for Lindsay, because I was telling somebody just a few minutes ago that I was here day one when she was putting uniforms in her car and taking them to her living room and spreading them out on the floor. It's come a long way, hasn't it?
Yes, we definitely have a full roster now, and Lindsay has just taken this program to a whole nother level.
Another level, a WWCHL championship, a trip to Boston. Have you been to Boston before?
Yes, we were actually there earlier this season.
Okay. Now you get to play for something really big, though, the ACHA Women's Division I National Championship. Your thoughts right now as you're about 3 weeks out?
I'm really excited. This is what we've been working for all season long. Just really excited to compete.
Berkeley, tell me about your defensive style. What do you have to do to shut down opponents?
I mean, I think being a little bit aggressive is good for this league. Usually if you pressure people, they cough the puck up. So that's been fun. I'm a little bit more of a defensive defenseman, so staying back, getting pucks up.
I watch you guys practice, and I can't believe how far you guys have come. Speed, hockey sense, all of those things that develop into a really good team. Does it feel like you guys continually get better every practice?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always room to grow, and we come in every day with like a mindset of like there's something to work on and something to improve on, and we all kind of come together and work towards our own separate goals, and it helps us.
Sheridan, you said Sheridan, you said you grew up here and went through the growth of women's hockey with Lindsay Fry and Lindsay Ellis, and got on the list of everybody that made this a strong women's program. But now I look at your roster, and you got girls from everywhere. What's it like in that locker room? It's almost international. It is a bit international, isn't it?
So we have quite a few Canadians on the team. I mean, it's awesome seeing just everyone coming from everywhere, and we make it work. Everyone loves each other.
Does it feel different? I mean, do players from different parts of the country bring different things to make this a team?
I mean, everyone brings like their own pieces, I guess.
Right.
I guess I don't really think about like them being from different places. We're just a team.
Just hockey players?
Yeah.
Okay. So you make a trip to Boston. Have you been to Boston before, first of all?
Yeah, I've been there many times. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the favorite thing about Boston, not only on the ice, but off the ice? Is it Dunkin' Donuts? Is it lobster rolls? Is it all that good seafood? What is it?
I think the city's really cool. Growing up in Alaska, there's like, it's just like really interesting to see like the history of like from America. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we don't have that up in Alaska. It's really cool to see like the native Alaskans and stuff, but it's not. It's just different there. It's really interesting. Everything's older, and I just think it's really cool. It has a cool vibe.
Okay, so you're making this trip up there. You've already been there because you played some games up there, but it's different, as I said earlier. You're going to play for national championship. Tell me about ACHA women's hockey. How good is it?
I mean, our program treats it not really like a club sport per se. Our end goal, like years down the line, is to eventually become an NCAA Division I team. So we take it very seriously on and off the ice.
What would you say the legacy will be when you look back? Let's say 10 years down the road, this is an NCAA program, and they come back. On the men's side, they talk about be the tradition, build the tradition, be a part of it. How proud will you be as a former member of this team then to say that you were part of what built this?
I mean, so our team motto is leave a legacy. So I definitely feel that like this is going to be my last year. This is my 5th year. And I definitely feel like from the start where I started to where I am now, I have definitely like left a legacy. Yeah.
Ladies, thanks so much for joining me. Best of luck out in Boston. Have some fun. Enjoy the trip. And no body checks, okay? I'm a forward, so don't hit me, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, that's 2 more defensemen from Arizona State sitting in with us today.